Good evening. Right, it's a Saturday evening. I think it's been over a week since I updated you. Hope everybody else is well. I'm not. Well, I am well physically. Am I? Am I even well physically? I've got eczema under my ear, got rosacea on my face. I'm here. I'm alive. It's been a bit of a torrid week. That's probably the right word, right description. Hoping I'm not chopping heads or chins off. Can't flip and get this right with the going on my phone and then uploading it to Tube and actually getting my face on it, but it's talking ahead if not. Anyway, by the way, this is quite a nice Alsace, which I found in the one of the wine racks. So I'm working my way through the wine right now. Very nice. Yes, right. So anyway, it's been quite a torrid week. I can't really chat about that. What can I chat about? House update, yes. We did get to the stage of accepting one of the offers that we had on the house. Two people had offered, so it's pretty good. And we had, so originally, we put it on for 650, and literally within weeks we dropped, well, about 2 weeks even, we dropped it to 625 just because I'm desperate to get out of here. We need to be moving, So really quickly, and then we had an offer of 65 and 620. We had to wait 2 weeks before we could accept that. One of them accepted, and now we're ground to a halt again, and I can't really talk about why. So that's very frustrating once again. Yeah, what I'm foreseeing is, what can I say? I'm going to get some proper advice. Yeah, I can say this, can't I? I'm going to get some proper advice next week, some proper solicitor's legal advice. And there's a possibility that we filed for divorce, I can say that. And the decree nisi is due August the 19th. And then the procedure is that if you, I can talk about this is fine. This isn't, the procedure is, so once you filed, which costs 500 odd quid just to request the start of the divorce, and then the government approve your applications. And now it's not, so it used to be if you didn't want to do a full divorce or something, you used to have to wait 2 years. But now you can do a no-fault divorce and you only have to wait, you only have to wait 6 months. Living in the same house together, that's not long. So then when you get your decree nisi after 20 weeks, if you agree on your how to split your assets, like, whatever money you've got, your house, whatever, you can then, with the help of a solicitor, send to the court a document like I think the document's called a consent order. If you agree, you send that off and say, this is what we want to do. Could you please prove it? And then that becomes a legally binding document that you have to abide by. So it would be hard to, if somebody went back on what they said in that document after it's been approved by the court, they'd be in trouble. So, however, if you don't agree on how to split your assets, then if you can't reach an agreement, you apply to the court to ask a judge to decide how to split your assets, and it will cost you a lot of money. Right, that's my little explanation for you. And the horrific thing with that, is that rather than being on your way, and things getting a bit easier in life after 6 months, it could take a year or two. Okay, that's that update. So, on the decluttering, I'm still decluttering. I'm still thinking, well, I'm hoping that we'll be moving one day, so I can still, try and, I thought I'd just sell everything. Like, not our joint possessions, but just like anything I can, really. Because I also had, I thought, right, I'm having an epiphany here. This is what's happening. I'm like, right, I've talked about this shit for years. I'm going to become a minimalist. I don't know, I'm laughing. This is still the plan. Because the benefits of, so number one, it's a lot easier to become a minimalist through choice than because you're skint. However, I'm thinking, because I'm going to be skint, maybe if I just become a minimalist, which I like the idea of anyway. I like the idea of having less crap to maintain and clean and look after. But if you're buying less crap, then it's cheaper, isn't it? So, yeah, I'll become a minimalist. And also as part of that, because also I'm not going to have, obviously we're living in a nice house in a nice area, nice and big right now. We're going to be splitting our assets. So I'm going to be living, in some tiny flat. So I'm like, right, okay, we'll embrace that. We'll embrace that as part of minimalism, and it's going to be tiny house living. Because I'm like, this is fine, this is going to work. And as part of that, so me and the girls are likely to be in a 2-bedroom flat. And I'm like, Maud's a bit younger, so give her a bit of space. And me and Connie can share bunk beds. Yeah, she's already said, I'll probably not to say that, but there's deals to be done as to who gets bottom bunk and that sort of stuff. Deals to be done, and whether one of us can put our Frozen poster up on the wall. God alive. So yeah, as part of the fact that we're going to be embracing tiny house living, I've just got to get rid of everything. But it's fine because I'm going to be a minimalist. Can't even say it. Yeah, and as also part of that, I decided, the thing is, I do like change. So the idea of like, no, it's fine because it's going to be it's going to be a lifestyle change, and I'm up for that. So I'm like, right, I was thinking, right, can I fit my stock into 2 Kallax units? Well, yes, I'm going to, actually, because that has to happen because I'm not going to have the space. So it's going to be 2 Kallax units. And I've started, like, some of the jewellery I used to have, I've started bundling right up. I've just sold a bundle of, absolutely loads, over 100 brooches, and they're going to the US. Is that right? Yeah, over 100, and it went for 135 plus shipping. Because I've had them for years, I can't be listing them individually anymore. Stuff's got to, I've got to clear out. So stock that's not going to be able to fit into 2 Kallax units and move with me, or is not going to go quickly enough, will have to go. So I'm going to become a minimalist reseller. can you get one of those? Have we had one of those before? I'm sure, yes, we have, because I've spoken about it, like people that, in America that live in like some long trailery thing and go travelling with their families, and they have all of their stock in one tiny little cupboard that big, like that. And it's just lots of little glass pairs of spectacles, and they make a living off that. I'm not going to pretend that I'm going to be able to do that. I mean, it would have been good to be able to stick with jewellery, but given that certain markets on eBay can knock cheap wares out very quickly, not knock them out very quickly, very cheaply, and they do break, but people still buy them, then I can't really compete with that. So I'm not bitter. So minimalist reseller, I've got to stay focused, really focused. I've already said about being selective. I've got to keep on track. The idea is to aim for items with a £20 profit. And I'm going to need at least 10 of those a week. And then if I want to pick stuff up with a £10 profit, which is what I used to aim for really, then they're going to have to be blooming quick turnovers. I probably said this in the last one. But they're going to have to be on top of the 10. That's what, and if I haven't got enough, if I've been sourcing a couple of days and I haven't got enough stuff, I'm going to have to go again, because I'm going to have to, aren't I? So, yeah, because it's going to need to fit into 2 Cadillacs. Things that I'm going to have to stop, but I think I'm going to, things like Rebels I've written down here. Blooming Rebel trousers. I don't know why, but I can't really get the money on them that people achieve. So, and also they're for me, for what I need to pay for them, they're going to be in the more like £10 profit per item, and I can't be doing that. So I've got to stop buying those, but also I've got to wean myself off buying COS and Other Stories. I think they're both linked to H&M, I believe. I love COS, love And Other Stories, love their styles, but if I'm picking them up, they're going to be like the £10 profit area, and it's going to have to be on top of my £20 items, £20 profit items, because it's not going to work otherwise. And then should be able to make it work. That's my plan anyway. So, and in the meantime, it's going to be, just finding a way of living in a house with somebody you're divorcing for quite a long time. It's quite stressful. I woke up at 2:30 last night, and at 5 o'clock I thought, I think I might just get up and get a cup of tea, because I was like, I've been there for 2.5 hours now. I said, I'm not going back to sleep, I'll just go up and get a cup of tea. It's like, Jesus Christ. Because I think what happens, maybe, I don't know, I think when you've got things on your mind, you maybe wake up and then start thinking, so then you can't go back to sleep. I assume that's what it is, because it's not like I didn't need the sleep. But that's my worst yet. Usually it's like 4 or 5. Yeah. Anyway, so also big thanks to Funky Neil, who sent me a little gift in the post. I put it on my Insta, Glastonbury tea, orange. It's absolutely brilliant. That did cheer me up to have that in the post. So thank you for that. And thanks again for all of the comments on the last video. It's really nice to hear, and people's advice and tips. Oh yes, I almost forgot. The rings are off, so I've moved the red one to. So what's that, garnet? I've moved the red one to there, so they're gone. They're in a drawer. I was a bit iffy. I was like, I don't know, and the overwhelming majority of people said, get those rings off. And I was like, I know what you're saying. But it does feel symbolic to me. And I know some people don't, it's not symbolic for them, but it feels But then I like some things really kind of upset me, and I thought those rings need to come off. So they're off. So there you go, and that is a pretty short and sweet. That's a tea break catch up, isn't it? I'm sure there's probably other stuff to fill you in on, but it was a short. It's been bank holiday. It's Coronation Day today. Connie's pretty peed off that Anne didn't do a Coronation Day reenactment of thingy from Frozen on Coronation Day. I don't know what she was. I can't remember. I know what she's talking about, but that's what she would have liked Princess Anne to do today. The one thing I will say is quite impressed with Princess Anne going straight out of the church and saying, right, get this dress off me, get me in my gear, I'm getting on a horse. She was there on a horse in the rain with the others. But yeah, otherwise it's not. The reason I wanted to have a look at the pomp and ceremony, but I was interested in the jewels and the gold on, I was going to call them helmets then, the crowns. Yeah, the crowns on the helmets. And that guy, when he put the crown on King Charles, he was like, ooh, no, that's not quite, ooh. He was trying to ram it on his head. I was like, just didn't it look like their crowns were going to fall off? And I was like, I know that I was worried about the jewels. Like, that was, did you see all those diamonds and stuff? That was the most interesting bit for me, to be honest. Yeah. What else was I going to say? Yeah, we had bank holiday last weekend, that's right. So it was a long weekend, and then went sourcing this week with Sarah and Chris and Catherine. I was going to say I was very good. I didn't buy stock, but that's not being good really. But I did buy a couple. There was an Emma tin for me that Emma Bridgewater, I couldn't resist. And a little Cath mug. I don't think I bought any. Oh, I bought a run and fly mustard coloured dungaree dress with bees on it, which I thought one of the girls would snaffle, but they didn't. So that's actually going to be resold. Again, that's $9.50. It's only going to make me a tenner profit. Short week really. So that's my little update for now. I'm still alive, and what have we got on? So it's Bank Holiday Monday again. I'll be catching up with some friends Monday. Then get some sourcing in. Yeah, I was gonna do like on Insta a post of what I've managed to, like, decluttering from the house, what I've managed to sell on Vinted, but I don't think I've sold much really. I've had some really odd messages on Vinted recently. I don't know if the weird people are starting to congregate on there. I hope not. I haven't got the headspace for it at the moment. I haven't got the headspace for anything, to be honest. So if people start being weird with me, I just don't respond, which is probably the best policy anyway. Right, okay, yeah, there you go. So hope your sales are okay. Actually, last month was reasonable, so that was good as well. It's a good sign for the future. I was feeling much more positive in the week that I can do this, so I'm feeling a little bit stronger. I really hope that continues and the tears have gone. I really hope. So, bye-bye, don't die.